So by now it's likely that you've heard the sad story about Robin Williams, the comedian actor who passed away yesterday in California. I got the news in the early hours of the morning. It was breaking news, and I had to look twice because Robin Williams really was one of the big names of my generation. In comedy acting, I would say he was arguably the foremost name, actually. I personally would go as far as to say that, of my generation. So it's a big story. Usually I don't make videos about individuals who have passed away, famous people, but I wanted to make this partly in tribute to Robin Williams, but also to discuss some of the wider issues. I, like many, grew up with some of his notable films like Jumanji and Hook and Mrs. Doubtfire, and those sort of films I remember from my childhood quite well. I always loved Jumanji. I think that would be among my favourites. And I just always remember this really manic character, sort of like a boy in a man's body. That's my memory of Robin Williams. And yet it was a very versatile actor. There was that manic sort of childlike side to him, but he also showed he could be a serious dramatic actor with roles such as that in Good Will Hunting. And only recently I came across a film version of Popeye, which I'd never actually seen before, and this was only a few months ago, and now I want to see that. It looks like he was superb at the role. So he was a very versatile actor, incredibly witty. But he suffered from depression and alcohol and drug problems. As I say, I don't usually make tributes to individuals, but one reason I'm doing this is because of this side effect. The tragic circumstances of his death, it is believed that he took his own life. He was 63, which is obviously too young to die. I think that one thing that needs to be looked at with suicide, this is once again a reminder, not with suicide, with depression, is that it can never ever be trivialized. I've, through significant portions of my life, been through depression, on and off, and it's really a very powerful feeling. It can actually affect your whole life. It can destroy motivation. It can lead to suicidal thoughts. It can really impact people's lives. So it's not something that can be trivialized, and it's not a case of, oh, just force yourself to feel good, just get over it. You could have, and sometimes the thing about depression is it's not always straight cut what the issue should be. In my cases, I was fairly aware of what I was unhappy about, but it's not always the case. You get situations whereby someone might be in a seemingly happy relationship, they might be financially stable, they might have seemingly achievements in their life, and yet they still have something that is gnawing away that just brings them down. So we can never underestimate just how powerful this feeling is. And it's a psychological thing, it's a mental health thing, so it's very difficult to give any sort of advice, and I certainly wouldn't presume to. But one thing I would say is that when people do feel good, if like me you've suffered from depression, I would say the times that you do feel genuinely good, hold on to those times, hold on to them, and let them last as long as possible, even if they seem like little things, trivial things, because when the depression comes, it is so overpowering. Of course it's important to be grateful for what we have, and actually that was some of my first sentiments when I heard this news, was sort of notion about trying to be grateful for the things in life. I mean, I was also watching other news about the tragedy in northern Iraq and a lot of the bad things going on in the world right now, and it just made me think that I want to try and appreciate life. Life throws so many challenges and has many concerns, but it just makes me think that I want to at least try. And it is difficult sometimes, and like I say, with depression you can't just snap out of it and make yourself feel good. But it is sad news that a man as talented as this has, I mean, suicide's always tragic, but someone who brought so much happiness to so many people could have taken their own life. I'm not the sort of person to be sort of sycophantic and be worship anyone, but it is sad news. I mean, Robin Williams was, the impression I get was he was a very, very nice man and a very talented person, and it is, I think, what it should show is the implications of the circumstances in which he died, which was seemingly brought about by depression. So if it opens up any sort of debate about that, I think that would be a good thing. But his widow has asked for privacy. I'm afraid that is going to be quite difficult because he was such a big name. But rest in peace, Robin Williams, and let us consider that depression is not a trivial thing. It can happen to anyone. It's not something that can easily be gotten over, and it's something that really does need to be taken seriously. It's not about people complaining or not being grateful for things. It's just a very powerful psychological mental health issue. However, I would say one last thing. It's important to, I don't think that it's important not to just remember Robin Williams for, oh, the guy who killed himself. It's important to remember his talent. I think that is important to point out. It's a bit like Michael Jackson as well. He needs to be remembered for his music.